Hello sunflowers and welcome to Christmas in July. I'm Auna and this video is going to be your friendly reminder to start crocheting your holiday presents now. In the first half of this video, we're going to talk about the why of it all. We're going to talk about why you should start crocheting your holiday presents now. And then in the second half of the video, we're going to go through 10 easy beginner-friendly crochet ideas that you can make for gifts for someone in your life this holiday season. Everybody got a fun drink? Bonus points if it's already in a Christmas mug. Let's dive in. Raise your hand in the comments if every year you say, I'm gonna crochet all of my friends and family members, all these cool crochet things, and then all of a sudden you wait until it's September, and then it's October, and then it's November, and then it's December, and then you are just scrambling to get all of your holiday presents done before the holidays. I do that every year, and I'm sure I can't be the only one. I think that every DIYer and crafter and crocheter is guilty of this to some degree. I want to help us come up with a system, like a plan, where we can hold each other accountable in the comments and actually keep ourselves on track to make all of the holiday goodies that we want to make this year. So if you want to participate, just let us know in the comments some realistic things that you would like to crochet for people in your life this holiday season. And if you're just hanging out in the comments, if you see that somebody else has left one of their goals in the comments, give it a comment, give it a like. Maybe they'll see that like in November and then be reminded, oh, I need to be working on that holiday present that I completely forgot about. We did something similar to this with all of our New Year's resolutions, and it was super fun just to see you guys interacting with each other's comments and rooting for each other and reminding each other about the goals that we had for this year. So if you want to participate in this as well, leave a comment and let us know what you want to make for a loved one this holiday season, and we can all do our best to remind each other to stay on track. So first in this video, we're going to talk about the why. Why do I think you should start crocheting your holiday presents now? I can pretty much break this down into three things. We have injury, yarn, and time. I'm sorry, y'all, this is going to start out a little serious, a little dark, but I promise we're going to get to the fun stuff really, really quickly. But I cannot make this video without talking about the risk of injury whenever you are crocheting or knitting or doing any sort of repetitive motion craft. If you've been in the sunflower family for a while, you'll know that back in the holiday season of 2022, I really injured my arm. It led to so much occupational therapy. It led to me barely being able to crochet at all last year in 2023. And even to this day, almost 2 years later, I still have arm pains when I crochet or knit for too long. And I still very often have to use KT tape on my arm to alleviate my pain. When people ask how I got my nerve damage, I always just joke and say that it was because of our 18-pound Christmas sweater. Don't get me wrong, the 18-pound Christmas sweater definitely added to the nerve damage, but that's not really the full picture of the full story. In December of 2022, I was doing things like crocheting an 18-pound Christmas sweater and a hat and a purse out of the same gigantic yarn, which was hours and hours and hours of very intense crocheting with massive yarn and a massive hook. I was also trying to catch up on our 2022 temperature blanket, which is still not done, but that's a story for another day. And on top of that, I was trying to crochet Christmas presents for so many people in my life. If I'm being honest with y'all, I had really never taken the idea of nerve damage super seriously. I'd always heard people talk about it with getting nerve damage from crocheting or carpal tunnel. And I just thought, oh, no, it's fine. I don't crochet that much. I don't crochet that much. And then that holiday season, I crocheted that much. I did not listen to my body when I was starting to have the first little signs of pain. I told myself I could push through it. I told myself I could get all the gifts done. I could get the big sweater done. I could get the temperature blanket done. And it was too much. So please, 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 take care of yourselves. Learn from my mistake. Do not overwork yourself this holiday season. And that's the first reason why I really do think that you should start crocheting your holiday presents now. Okay, now that we have the seriousness out of the way, let's move on to a little bit more of a lighter and fun topic. Yarn. This is only really going to matter if you're doing a big project for a holiday present, if you're doing something that takes multiple skeins of yarn. Side note, do you guys say skein or skein? This has been a conversation in my comments continuously lately, so let me know if you guys say skein or skein of yarn. Skein sounds so weird to me because I've been saying skein for 20-something years, but apparently people say both, which is really cool. Language is really cool. So anyways, if you are doing a project that is going to potentially require multiple skeins or skeins of yarn, and if you're a procrastinator like me and you put off working on your present until let's say mid-December or late December, there is quite literally a chance that your yarn will not get to you in time for you to finish your holiday present. Now, if you buy your yarn in store, that might be less of a problem, but you always are running the risk that they might just be currently out of the color that you need. You might have to wait for that shipment to come in. But if you're ordering your yarn online, and if it's gonna take a week to get there, and then you're gonna need a week to do the rest of the project, you literally might run out of time. And I know it sounds like I'm being dramatic, but I'm kind of sensitive to this subject because I actually had that happen once where I was crocheting a corner to corner blanket for someone, similar to this one that I crocheted for myself. And the yarn just didn't get there in time. And then it was kind of embarrassing because I gave them the blanket like a month late. Not that that's like embarrassing, but I was just kind of like, I was so excited to give them the blanket, and then the yarn shipment got delayed. And then I still had to finish the blanket, and it was just an ordeal. But the good thing is, if you start making your holiday presents now in July or August or September, it's going to be a lot easier for you to order the yarn that you're gonna need to finish your projects. And my third reason for why I think you should start crocheting your holiday presents now is time. I don't know about y'all, but for me, the holiday season is about the busiest time of year. And I feel like it's like that for a lot of people. You've got like family things and friend things and shopping. And then not only that, you might have like finals if you're in school, or like a lot of work cramming to do with a holiday break. It's just a very busy time of year. And I feel like in movies and in TV, it's always portrayed as this, oh, we're all gonna snuggle up and grab our yarn and crochet and grab a cup of hot cocoa and watch these holiday movies. And like, that's what I want it to be in my head. And I do get that, but I don't get that usually until maybe like December 22nd, and by then it's way too late. And I just don't want y'all to run out of time whenever you're working on these beautiful handmade presents for people. And I feel like with handmade items, especially like knit and crochet, the projects always take longer than we think they're going to take. When I was doing research for this video, I was Googling things like, how long does it take to crochet a granny square cardigan? How long does it take to crochet a beanie? How long does it take to crochet a corner to corner blanket? And I found videos and I found patterns of things that were like 30-minute beanie, 2-hour blanket. And maybe you can crochet a beanie in 30 minutes, and maybe you can crochet a blanket in 2 hours. But whenever I was looking at these patterns and these videos, and also people's comments on a lot of these things, it just reminded me of how we all knit and crochet at our own pace. And it also reminded me of our own personal misconceptions of how fast our pace is. A really good example of this is me with my temperature blanket. A lot of y'all had asked me how long it takes me to do a row on my temperature blanket. So one day I set a timer and I crocheted a full row as fast as I could crochet. And it took me 15 minutes to do that row. But the problem is, every single row you do isn't going to be crocheting as fast as you can crochet. And even if you could, you really shouldn't, because remember reason number one of injury. We do not want to go at our full pace, nonstop, continuously. That is very, very dangerous. So usually when I'm crocheting my temperature blanket, I'm watching a movie, or I'm listening to an audiobook, or on the phone with a friend, or on a live stream with you guys. So with all of those little micro distractions, I'm going slower. And it usually takes me about 30 minutes to do one row on the temperature blanket. That's literally twice as long. I wanted to take this example of like, how long does it take to actually realistically crochet things and put it into like terms of something that you might be thinking about making someone for Christmas. So let's talk about a granny square blanket. A lot of people say that they can crochet a granny square in 15 minutes, which is insanely impressive. I'm not one of those people, but if you're one of those people who can crochet a granny square in 15 minutes, let's say you're trying to make a granny square blanket. So if you need 64 squares to make a granny square blanket, and you can do each square in 15 minutes, that means that your granny square blanket could take 16 hours. That means you could just crochet a little bit more than an hour every day for a couple weeks, and you'd have your blanket done. But once again, realistically, you're gonna be talking to a friend, you're gonna be watching TV, you're gonna be listening to an audiobook. I mean, if you're like me, you're probably gonna be listening to an audiobook while you're crocheting, and all of those little distractions are going to make it a little bit longer to do your project. On top of that, whenever you're doing a project like a granny square project, you have to think about sewing them all together, weaving in all the ends, doing all of these other little things to finish off the project. So that means that your 16-hour project is probably going to be like a 20 or maybe even 25-hour project. So just try to take that into account whenever you're deciding what you want to crochet for your friends and family this holiday season. I literally did run out of time once whenever I was crocheting a present for someone. It was Mother's Day, and I was trying to make my mom a corner-to-corner blanket, like this one behind me. I love corner-to-corner blankets. And I really just thought that I knew how long it was going to take me to make it. And I had like allotted time, and I was working on it every day, building up to Mother's Day. And Mother's Day gets there, and y'all, I was like 75% done with that blanket. So I literally wrapped the blanket. I literally wrapped the blanket and the ball of yarn that I needed to finish the blanket, and I gave it to her on Mother's Day, and I was like, Mom, happy Mother's Day, but the blanket's not done yet. And then I finished the blanket while we were hanging out on Mother's Day, and it was all great. But I really thought that I had enough time to finish it, and I didn't. And I don't want you guys to run into that this holiday season. And that's why, once again, I'm saying I think you should start crocheting or knitting your holiday presents in July. I think we're ready for the second half of the video. Now that hopefully I've convinced you to start making your holiday presents, now let's talk about some fun ideas of holiday presents that you could make for people in your life. When brainstorming for this part of the video, I tried to keep all of these ideas pretty beginner friendly. There's a couple ones that are a little bit more advanced, but generally speaking, most of these ideas are very beginner friendly. I also tried to come up with ideas for people in your life who might like a big range of a lot of different things. And I also tried to come up with a range of like project sizes, everything from something that might just take you 5 minutes to make to something that might actually take you like a couple months to make. So let's dive in. In this next part of the video, I'm going to be showing you a lot of photos of crochet projects, some that I made, but most of them that I didn't make. Every single photo can be found in the Pinterest board that I've linked in the description of this video. Most, but not all, of these pins on Pinterest can be linked out to a crochet pattern. Some of them are free, some of them are for purchase, some of them link you to YouTube tutorials, but every picture that I show in this next section can be found in the Pinterest board that is linked in the description. If you're like me and you much prefer using video tutorials to patterns, I also found video tutorials here on YouTube of every single gift idea that we're going to be talking about. Those are also all linked in the description. I don't know where the description is now because YouTube keeps changing it. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Gift idea number 1 is something that I just made for myself recently because I kept seeing them all over Pinterest and I was like, these are so dang cute. I want one. A crochet AirPod case. I am such an audiobooks girly and I always have my AirPods with me, and now I have this like super cute little granny square AirPod case to like carry them in. I have seen so many versions of the crochet AirPod case. Some of them are so extravagant and over the top. Like, look at this goose one, a goose AirPod case. Are you kidding? So cute. And then I've seen super simple ones where you can do it all just like a single crochet. And the one I made for myself is literally just 2 granny squares sewn together. It's so cute. It's so aesthetic. It matches my water bottle. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm definitely going to be making some of these little AirPod cases for friends for Christmas. Staying on the topic of little things that are quick and easy for you to crochet this holiday season, ornaments. And specifically the ones I'm really obsessed with are small crochet stockings. I made this last year. Is this not just the cutest thing you've ever seen? I love it so much. So a lot of my friends have asked me to crochet them like full-size stockings for Christmas, and while I love them so much and I would love to be able to crochet full-size stockings for everyone for Christmas, it's just, that's a lot of time, y'all. That's a lot of time. So if you also are in the situation where you want to make all your friends stockings, but you understand the time commitment that would be, you can make them tiny stockings, and these are great for little ornaments. You can make a bunch of them and then like hang them all together like a garland. You can make it big enough for like a gift card if you're going to be giving someone a gift card for the holidays. I just think that the little stockings are so cute and they whip up super quickly. I don't have a pattern for this stocking specifically because you know me, I just kind of make things up as I go, but I do have a tutorial linked in the description of tiny stockings that you can crochet. Gift idea number 3 might be just the most classic crochet gift idea out there, but I think we still have to mention it, a beanie. And specifically, the beanies that I really love making for gifts are these ribbed beanies. They look super fancy, but they're honestly so beginner friendly. I think that they're even easier than crocheting a beanie in the round. When you're making a beanie like this, you're literally just crocheting a big rectangle and then sewing it together. I found a super easy beginner friendly tutorial for these ribbed beanies and I put it in the description. It's very similar to the way that I make my ribbed beanies. Whenever I make mine, I like to do a half double crochet, and this tutorial does use a single crochet. You can use either. I just think that for me, doing the half double crochet, it just honestly works up a lot faster. But the tutorial I linked is super awesome, super easy to follow. Definitely recommend checking it out if you're looking to make your friends beanies this holiday season. I don't think I made any beanies last year because a couple years ago, I got beanied out. I made like all of my friends' beanies, including Scott, and he loved it. It was great. But I don't think I made a single beanie last year because the year before it was so many. Maybe this year I'll get back into making beanies. They do work up really quickly and they're super fun, and they're a gift that people seem to really like. Gift idea number 4 is another thing that I think would make the perfect stocking stuffer. a crochet lip balm holder. I'm sure you've also seen these all over Pinterest. They're so cute. They whip up super fast, and there's like a million different versions of these. You can make them that clip on a bag. You can make them for a keychain. You can make them that are like a necklace. They also don't have to just be chapstick holders. You can slightly modify them to hold whatever you want it to be. I like crocheting a mushroom version of this that actually hold my like potion bottles for whenever I go to Renaissance fairs. I've seen people make them to hold lighters. I've seen people make them to hold hand sanitizer. It's super fast and really versatile. I think my favorite thing about the crochet chapstick holder is that it's a really good gift that you can give to multiple people at the same time. So if you're gonna be meeting up with like 5 of your friends and you wanna get them all the same gift but just like slightly personalized, you can just crochet them each a little chapstick holder in their favorite color. Go ahead and buy a chapstick and put it in there in their favorite scent or favorite flavor. And it's just like a really cute little personalized gift, but you're also making everyone like the same thing. And it's also a gift that's very, very fast to make while still being like handmade and thoughtful. Where's Tilly? Gift ideas 5 and 6 are for people who have pets. And I was calling Tilly to like see if she would come down and snuggle with me while I talk about this next part of the video. And y'all, she is sitting on her couch in her living room that we made her. It is so stinking cute. So I'm gonna let her be while I tell you about the next 2 gift ideas. If you don't have anybody in your life with pets, that's fine. You can totally skip ahead to part number 7. I do have everything labeled at the bottom. If you just scroll across, you should be able to see like what part you wanna skip to. But I still think that these ideas are really cute. So I mean, like if you wanna just watch it anyway, you can. Gift idea number 5 is pet sweaters. I feel like this is particularly good for a crocheter who always has the urge to make a sweater for a friend, but can't really do the time commitment to make a full sweater for someone. But let's say that somebody in your life has a pet and you can just crochet them a pet sweater and you have that same little like rewarded feeling of, oh, I made a sweater. But it took you literally like 1/20th of the time. I have already started making a little granny square sweater for Tilly. I'm going to make her so many sweaters this holiday season. I'm so excited. I have actually already made her a couple hats. I made her this little beanie, which, okay, tell me what you guys would call this beanie in particular. So where I'm from, we call this kind of beanie a toboggan. I know that to most of the world, toboggan means sled, but where I'm from, toboggan means this type of hat. I think a lot of people also call them toques, some people call them beanies, so let me know what you call this. And then I also made her this little hat where she has little bear ears, and I think it's so cute. She seems to like wearing the hats too, or at the very least, she doesn't mind them at all. So I'm very excited to make her some sweaters this fall and winter and show y'all how they turn out. I think that this next gift idea is by far the most difficult thing to crochet on our list of gift ideas today. And that is to crochet your loved one who has a pet a custom plushie of their pet. I love watching videos of the YouTuber Crafting in Glory. Y'all, Glory makes custom crochet plushies of people's pets, and it is the cutest thing ever. And recently Glory put out a video where she walks you through step by step of how you can also crochet a custom plushie of your pet, or in this case, of someone else's pet. So I've linked in the description Crafting in Glory's video walking you through step by step of how you can crochet a custom pet plushie. I'm so excited to attempt this with Tilly. Y'all, like I was watching the video like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this. I'm actually really terrified to do this, but I am going to try to crochet a custom plushie of Tilly at some point using Crafting in Glory's step-by-step instructions. So thank you, Glory, for making that video. Now moving on to number 7. In number 7, we're going to talk about a few different gift ideas, but the main concept of number 7 is how you can use different types of yarn to make different types of gifts. We're going to talk about dishwasher scrubbies, makeup remover pads, washcloth, pads that you can put hot plates on, and things like that. I had never thought about crocheting anything like that until a few months ago. These like very utilitarian household items. And then my mom's friend knit her 2 scrubbies using the Scrubby Sparkle yarn, and she's just obsessed with them. She loves the way that they clean, loves the way that they feel, loves that you can just throw them in the dishwasher or in the wash and then they're just clean and ready to be used again. So a couple months ago, Josh and I actually made a video of reviewing different popular scrubby yarns. We had 3 tests. We did the crochet test, how did I like crocheting with them, the cleaning test where Josh actually used them to clean to see how well did they clean, and 3, the counter test, after leaving them on the counter wet, after using them on dishes for 24 hours, which yarn is actually the best. In all 3 of these scenarios, Scrubby Sparkle yarn by Red Heart took the cake. So if you're going to be crocheting a scrubby for someone this holiday season, I highly recommend Scrubby Sparkle. One of the other yarns that we reviewed in that video was called Scrubby Stripes, also by Red Heart. That one, to me, felt like it should be used for a washcloth. I'm definitely going to be crocheting some washcloths out of that this holiday season. Another good yarn you can use for washcloths and for makeup remover pads is just cotton yarn. Cotton yarn makes wonderful washcloths, wonderful little towels. It's super durable, super easy to wash. Cotton yarn is also great to make things for the kitchen that need to take heat. If you're going to be making like an oven mitt, or if you're going to be making like a trivet that you set a hot plate on, cotton yarn is great for that. My favorite thing about this gift idea, or I guess little set of gift ideas between the trivets and the washcloths and the makeup remover pads and the scrubbies, is how beginner friendly it is. All you need to know is single crochet. To make any of these ideas, you just need to do a single crochet back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you make the size cloth that you want for your project. You can also do the same exact thing, but in the round. That's how I personally like to make my scrubbies. I just go in the round, 3 or 4 rounds out, and I have a perfect little dishwasher scrubby. Super fast to make, super beginner friendly, and who doesn't like getting a utilitarian gift for Christmas? I don't know, I mean, at least I like getting very useful gifts for Christmas. Would somebody be offended if I gave them a scrubby for Christmas? I don't think so. You guys would like getting a scrubby for Christmas too, right? Moving on to number 8. Number 8, we're going to be talking about gift ideas for your bookish friends. This one also has multiple ideas in one. I could not just pick one. I'm such a book girly, and I'm always on Book Talk, and I'm watching people have all these super cute accessories for their Kindle and their books and their AirPods and their headphones, and I'm like, I love it. I want all of it, and I want to make it by crocheting it. So if your friend is a big Kindle reader, a big ebook reader, you can crochet them a Kindle pocket, a Kindle sleeve, a Kindle holder. If you are going to be doing this and making like a sleeve for your friend's Kindle or e-reader, make sure you know which one they have so you can try to get the sizing right. You don't want it to be too small, so if anything, make it bigger than it needs to be. It's always better for it to be bigger, there'll be a little bit room for it to slide around rather than it being too small and they can't put the Kindle in it. Next, for our friends who like to read paperback and hardback books, are these adorable little book covers or book sleeves. I've seen a few different ways of people making these. There's like the book sleeve where it can fit multiple different sizes of books. It's more just like a little book bag, something that keeps your book from being like beaten up and thrown around whenever it's in maybe your bigger backpack. But the ones I'm really obsessed with are these like actual crochet book covers. They are made like literally to fit a hardback book exactly. And with this, you might run into the same problem that you run into with the Kindle of not knowing exactly what size book your friend is reading or what size book they're going to be reading. Is it going to fit? So if you're going to be making a book sleeve for your friend, I personally think that it would be such a cute gift idea if you go buy your friend a hardback copy of a book that you know that they want to read, or maybe even a book that's just one of your favorite books that you hope that they read, and then you can crochet the hardback book cover specifically to fit that book. You can even do it themed, like if there's certain like colors or like a vibe of the book, you can make it match the book. I love this idea. It's so extra, but I love it so much. And lastly, on our bookish gifts, we cannot forget our audiobook girlies. I am an audiobook girly. You guys know this about me. I listen to audiobooks every day of my life. If your friends listen to audiobooks on AirPods, like we talked about earlier, you can always make them a little crochet AirPod case. But if your friends listen on over-the-ear headphones, I am obsessed with these crochet headphone covers. There are so many different versions. You can completely personalize it and customize it. I just feel like every audiobook girly needs a crochet cover for their headphones. It's so stinking cute. And I want to make myself like 5 different versions of this like tomorrow. Moving on to number 9. This one is for your friend who has way too many plants, which is also me. It's me again. I'm sure everyone has seen macrame plant hangers, but have you seen crochet plant hangers? I made my first crochet plant hanger a couple years ago for my dad for Father's Day because my dad grew up making macrame plant hangers in the 70s. Y'all might have seen the video that I made with my dad a couple months ago where we made macrame and crochet plant hangers together and then showed them to y'all and compared them. I will link that video if you want to watch it. If you are going to be crocheting a plant hanger, one thing to think about is the material that you use. You should be using a fiber that can get wet and dries very easily. When I'm making my crochet plant hangers, I like to use jute personally. It's really cheap, it's really durable, and it dries really easily. When my dad and I made our macrame versus crochet plant hangers video, we noticed that the macrame plant hangers were a little bit more versatile. Like, you could put a bunch of different sizes of pots into the macrame plant hanger versus the crochet plant hanger. I crocheted them specifically for the pot that I made them for. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. It might be similar to the way we talked about the book cover. You might want to crochet a plant hanger for a specific plant that maybe you buy for a friend, or a pot like that you buy for a friend that then they can put one of their plants in. But having said that, that's just the way that I make my plant hangers. Going through Pinterest and looking up crochet plant hangers, there's all different types of crochet plant hangers. And I think one of my favorite ones is this teardrop plant hanger. I have made a version of the teardrop plant hanger in the past. I love it. I have two at my house. I have one that I made for my dad. It's super cute, it's super easy, and I did link a tutorial for a teardrop plant hanger in the description. Are we already on the last gift idea? Yeah, we are. This is number 10. That feels crazy. I did save my favorite gift idea for last, and this is also the one that will be the most time consuming. Gift idea number 10. You've heard me mention it a couple times throughout this video. Gift idea number 10 is a corner to corner blanket. I cannot tell you how much I love corner to corner blankets. If you want to make someone a blanket for this holiday season, even if you're starting as early as July, I do recommend making them a corner to corner blanket. Not only are they beautiful, not only are they surprisingly easy to make for how pretty they look really intricate, but they're actually like really easy to make, but they're also fast. Making these blankets is so much faster than even doing a double crochet, than doing a granny square blanket, than doing really any other type of blanket that you're gonna make. This is the fastest, at least in my experience. Let me know in the comments if you disagree. I've made 3 corner to corner blankets. I made this one for myself and then 2 for gifts, and I just love them. I really just can't say enough good things about corner to corner blankets. There are hundreds of tutorials out there for corner to corner blankets. I did film a tutorial for corner to corner blankets a while ago. I do have it linked in the description. It's an old tutorial. I need to film a more in-depth tutorial of corner to corner blankets, but I do have that one linked for you now if you want to check it out. Sunflowers, I hope that I have successfully convinced you to start crocheting your holiday presents now. And this obviously doesn't just apply to crochet. As you might have noticed in this video, I have been knitting. I learned how to knit again 2 weeks ago. I say again because I tried to learn how to knit like a year ago and it was a disaster, but about 2 weeks ago I was super sick and I learned how to knit, and I have just been having so much fun learning how to knit. So I'm actually taking my own advice and I'm knitting Josh a Christmas present. You might recognize this yarn from the video where I made Josh an oversized hoodie on the knitting machine for Valentine's Day. We had leftover yarn, and so I thought that it'd be fun to try to knit my first hat and make it for Josh for Christmas. So let us know in the comments what you want to crochet or knit or make for your loved ones this holiday season. And if you're not seeing this video until September, October, November, or even December, we really need your help. If you can take a second to go through the comments and take a look at what people said they're going to be making for the holidays and just give the comment a like, or maybe comment on it and ask them how their projects are going. We're just gonna do our best this holiday season to keep each other on track with our gifts that we want to make for this holiday season. Y'all, I think that wraps up our Christmas in July video. I hope you had fun. I hope you're feeling super inspired and have lots of ideas of things that you want to make for your friends and family this holiday season. If you're new here, welcome to the Sunflower family. I'm Auna. We do videos every single Monday, and I hope to see you with the next one.
You want to tell them that if they're still here, they should go watch the next video? Yeah? I think they should too. Wait, do you think that they should also like and subscribe? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they should like and subscribe? That's crazy. That's crazy, Tilly. Are you such a good girl? Is Tilly good girl, best girl?